Join me in this episode as I talk to women who have tried something and need a little bit of encouragement about trying the next thing. This was me speaking at a brunch with amazing and powerful women. I hope you like some of the information that I shared here. Please be sure to comment, subscribe, and like and share this podcast with a friend. Thank you for joining me on The Rebuild Talks with Tiffany.
So I want to talk to the woman who is trying to figure out what to do. And I have a couple of phrases that forward me when I'm trying to figure out what to do. So if you've been in, let me go back. So right now I'm doing some work in my career and I'm making a career change, right? So I was at a company for a long time. I was at Tiffany Co for many years. And I love my job. I really love what I did. I grew. I got to do lots of different assignments, worked in different departments. And then I transitioned to a role that was going to be like a mile away from my house, a higher salary. And so I figured, great, this is it. This is it. How did I go there? It was working in operations, which is great. I love that. I love behind the scenes. It was a bad choice. It was a bad choice, but it was so bad and so horrible and so unbearable that it pushed me into the next choice. So if you've made a bad decision, pivot. But before you pivot, you get to say to yourself, you made a bad decision. So what? And you can only say it with that type of attitude when it's a really bad decision, right? And you really need to encourage yourself. So what? So the job that you went to that you don't like, that you get too late, and when you get there, because you know your job so well, because I know everyone in this room does everything in excellence. You know your job so well that you get funky, fresh, and fly with your manager. Like, well, who else can get to right? Who else can do this? And if I know this job, it's no, sorry. Right? So you made a bad decision. You're in that job. Somebody gets on your nerves at work. You get into a fight with somebody. What do? Don't go to work the next day? That. Those bad decisions. Something just say our own thing. Those bad decisions. So you get to say, so what? Yeah, we've all been there. Whether it's the job, let's not even talk about the relationship, right? The man or woman who has you like crying in the middle of the night, right? Feeling it started out as a good plan. It started out well. Y'all were happy in the beginning. And, a few years down the road, you're like, I can't stand to hear this person. Shoot. It's like, shoot, don't. Like, I don't even want to read the same fairness that this person is in. Like, you realize, like, you got to take the loss. You just got to take the loss because you get to say, so what? Like, none of that matters. None of that matters. You get to say, so what? I tried it. It didn't work, or it worked for a while, and it's not working now. But now, you pivot. And I love a pivot. I love a pivot. There's so many times that you see people who have pivoted here. Women have pivoted and just turned their careers, turned their lives into whatever they want them to do. So I want to talk to the woman who's made the bad decision. You're saying, so what? So what? The relationship didn't last. So what? I made a bad decision buying this house. So what? These kids are getting on my nerves. I feel like gentle parenting doesn't work. So right. So what? Into the next thing and pivot fearlessly. Like just pivot. So, so in my work as a recruiter in talent acquisition, I'm always telling people when they go after jobs. So statistically, women will go after the jobs if they have about 80 to 90% of the qualifications. Men, if they have 30 or 40% of the qualifications, they go after the job. And I'm not trying to make this a man versus woman. I'm not trying to do that, but it is what it is. Like, this is what the data shows. It's not just what I said. So, like, go after what you want. Stop settling for the crumbs, right? So the job didn't work out. You were there for a while, and then we're like, thank you, but we've had it now. Pivot into the next thing. Yeah. And just do it fearlessly. Just do it fearlessly. Because the only thing that can happen is they'll say no. And you will not be any worse off if someone says no. So I tell people that my dad's retired. And before COVID, he would go into Costco. And I was like, Dad, what did you do today? He's like, oh, I went to Costco to have lunch. And so you would go to all the different and pick up what he wanted. Right. That's because I was like, I know he's like, so when I go to Costco with my dad, I noticed that when he would look at what was presented, he would look and then he would say that one. Give me that one. And when we would be out at a party or an event, he would look and he would say, give me that one. I'll have that one. Let me have that one. And he would always pick the big piece. The big piece of chicken. Whatever it is, he would pick the big piece. And so I would say, Dad, like, why do you always pick the big piece? He was like, if I don't pick it, someone else is trying to pick it. So I might as well go for what I want. I might as well go for what I want. And stop waiting for other people to think the big piece of chicken. If that's what you want, then go for it. Yeah. So that's the woman that I'm talking to.
Yeah. So, I hope you like some of the information that I shared here. Please be sure to comment, subscribe, and like and share this podcast with a friend. Thank you for joining me on The Rebuild Talks with Tiffany.